Yo, what up, Street Dogs? Eric Kim. So, want to do some turbo thoughts sharing with you on the importance of owning your own opinion and having the courage to your own opinion. So, one of the old school philosophers, the Cynic, Stoic philosophers, Diogenes, the guy who slept in the barrel, he essentially had an adage. The greatest thing for us humans to have is freedom of speech. Now, this is kind of interesting to me because I think in modern times, most of us will say, oh, I want money, I want fame, I want influence, blah, blah. But certainly if we think the greatest good is freedom of speech, then at least, let's say you live in America, you are in the best government, the best situation, the best society to express your freedom of speech, your freedom of ideas, and sharing your opinion. So what is an opinion? An opinion means to, in Greek, it means to think. So if you think something, that means you got an opinion. And the great thing I like about opinions are irrefutable. Your opinion cannot be right or wrong, it could be authentic or inauthentic to you. And also the great thing with opinions, your opinions are always changing. All your ideas and thoughts and ideas are always changing, they're evolving, they're in flux. And the point isn't to have a final opinion. The point is to constantly have opinions about everything and to have the courage to state your opinion fully, directly, concretely, without some sort of admixture, without self-censoring yourself or without cowering. And I feel that with opinions, the best opinions are the ones which you don't beat around the bush, and the best opinions are the ones which are personal to you and somehow based on your personal life experiences. Because I think it's one thing to have an opinion about some sort of like random worldly thing, and it's another thing to actually have an opinion in which, you know, you're drawing your opinion based on your own personal life and how you've experienced things. And so I think just the biggest problem about modern society is that no one shares their opinion. Why? Because, truth be told, our modern training and our modern day education trains us to not have our own opinions. Even I remember in America, as a kid growing up, it was so weird in my composition classes, in my English writing classes, that I wasn't allowed to use the word I think or in my opinion. It's like one might think or one might say in order to feign some sort of, you know, fake objective knowledge and truths and ideas. And I think this is such a bad idea because it prevents people from having the courage to their own ideas, to their own opinions and so forth. And, you know, I even see this with academics and, you know, a lot of intelligent people is that, you know, people's really book smart, but they're not really courage smart in the sense that they can't say their own opinion. My favorite trees. So the problem is people don't have the courage to opinion. It's not because necessarily people lack a spine. I think it's because society hasn't taught them to have an opinion. And even nowadays when I'm talking to my friends or people I know, I try to corner people. I'm like, okay, so what do you think about this? Like, well, you know, I read in the New Yorker that. I'm like, no, what is your opinion on the matter? And they say, oh, you know, well, I read that, you know, or Socrates once said. I'm like, no, dog, what is your opinion? And so this is also another thing that when I'm talking to philosophers or people who like to philosophize, who have actually studied as the academic principle, they could drop all these nonsensical words like, you know, metaphysics and, you know, stuff like that, which I think a lot of people just cloud, you know, smoke and mirrors their thinking with using big fancy ideas, and you're essentially not congratulated, you're not rewarded in society for clarity and having simple distilled ideas. The more complicated your ideas, the better, and this is just the way society is. And so I think when it comes to thinking about your life opinion, it's very great for you to have your own opinion and for you not to water down your thinking, your ideas, because essentially society is telling you say that, don't say that, or think that, don't think that, and whatnot. And what's the downside of all this? Just kind of more generic thinkers, more generic thoughts and stuff like that. And even the reason I love Kanye West so much is that here's a man who has the courage to speak his mind, whether it's politically correct or not, or whether it offends people or not, and it's just his opinion. It's almost kind of like how a child speaks up. A child speaks up, says their mind without censoring themselves, like, "Mommy, why is that man so fat?" Or, "Daddy, why did that woman leave that man?" Or, like, kids actually ask the big questions. So if you think about it, all children are philosophers in the sense that they love wisdom, they're seeking wisdom, and they're willing to ask the big questions. And the problem is most adults don't take kids seriously, don't give them straight answers, or they train the kids to shut up and be afraid to ask these questions. Now, I guess I'm lucky in the sense that my mom was educated in Korea. My mom's very intelligent, but she wasn't like raised as an academic in America, I suppose. And so she really gave free rein to my creative thinking, my thoughts, and read me a lot of books, a lot of Dr. Seuss and stuff like that. And never really told me say that, don't think that. I like these too. And so I think probably one of the best traits that we could teach our kids and our future generations is just independent thinking. And like us parents or us elders, we kind of want to mold our children, our future generations, and those younger than us in our own ideals versions of ourselves. So essentially your child or whatever becomes a receptacle for your own ideas and your own thoughts and your own beliefs, which is totally natural. But now, when I'm engaging with others, of course I want to share my opinion, my ideas with others, but I'm not trying to force others to believe the way I think. I'm just trying to help people open up their own minds. And I'm actually just kind of curious. I'm like, what are people's real opinions about certain matters? Why do they think and believe and feel that certain way? And constantly barraging them with the questions like why, then I feel like it's quite interesting because these individuals could get deeper truths about what they truly believe in and why. And so, so friends, let's just think about ourselves in our own lives. Like, why do we believe what we do? Why? And just don't let nobody bully you around, tell you otherwise. Like my friend Calvin says, there's treasure everywhere, so let's go out and explore it.